Okay, class. So for today, our topic will be the biochemical identification of gram-negative bacteria. So when we talk about the gram-negative bacteria, so we have the family Enterobacteriaceae. Okay, so these family are often referred to as enterics. Okay, so they are gram-negative bacilli. So when we say bacilli, so they are rod shape or elongated in shape. Okay, bacilli and cocobacilli. They are non-spore forming and facultatively anaerobic. So now, when we talk about the Enterobacteriaceae family, they do not produce the cytochrome C oxidase except for the Pleishomonas. Okay, so again, all Enterobacteriaceae family does not produce cytochrome C oxidase except for the Pleishomonas because Pleishomonas is an oxidase positive. Okay, so all ferment glucose, so lahat ng members ng Enterobacteriaceae ferment glucose and they are all motile at body temperatures except for the three. We have the Klebsiella, Shigella, and Yersinia. So again, they are all motile at body temperatures except the three. Okay, so we have Klebsiella, Shigella, and Yersinia. Okay, so again tatandaan, so Enterobacteriaceae family are gram-negative. They are cytochrome C oxidase negative. All ferment glucose, and they are all motile at body temperatures except for Klebsiella, Shigella, and Yersinia. Okay, so we will no longer go to the deeper discussion because I know na-discuss na to sa lecture ninyo. So for today, ang focus natin is all about the laboratory diagnosis. Okay, so number one, we have the specimen collection. Okay, so Enterobacteriaceae family are typically isolated from a variety of sources in combination with other more fastidious organism. So for that, we have to collect fecal specimens or the stool samples, usually within the first 4 days of illness. And of course, before tayo mag-administer ng antibiotics. Okay? And then, those specimens should be processed within 1 to 2 hours of collection. Kung hindi naman maipaprocess, it must be placed on a transport media such as the Carey Blair, Amis, or Stewart media. And it should be kept at 4 degrees Celsius. Okay? So after the specimen collection, next thing that we're going to do is gram stain. But take note no, that the direct examination of the stool sample is not helpful no, for the Enterobacteriaceae since this is normal. No? So normally, merong mga bacteria dun sa stool samples natin. Okay? So now, after gram staining, next, we have the culture. So for the Enterobacteriaceae family, they will grow at an optimal temperature of 35 to 37 degrees Celsius. And then some species can tolerate low temperatures. So kaya nilang mabuhay ng 1 to 5 degrees Celsius such as the Serratia and Yersinia. And some species under the Enterobacteriaceae family can tolerate higher temperature. So, mas mataas sa 35 to 37. So, they can tolerate 45 up to 50 degree Celsius, such as the Escherichia coli. Okay. So, after the incubation, so they will become visible after 18 to 24 hours of incubation. Okay, and then for the culture, so gumagamit po tayo ng mga different general or selective media. So for the general culture media, we can use the blood agar plate and the chocolate agar plate. For the selective and differential medium, we can use the McConkey agar. We have the Eosin methylene blue agar, Okay? So we have the hectoine enteric agar and so on. So marami tayong mga media na ginagamit. Depende po doon sa suspected organism natin. Okay? And then when it comes to culture, after the incubation, we have to observe their colony appearance. Okay, so yun yung growth nila doon sa mismong plate after the incubation. Okay, so now, all Enterobacteriaceae can have similar growth on blood and chocolate agar plates. So they will appear as large, gray, and smooth colonies. Okay, so tatandaan that these are the different characteristics of different species. So number one, Klebsiella or Enterobacter appears to be mucoid. Okay, so they will appear as mucoid. So this is because of the presence of their polysaccharide capsule. Okay, so again, Klebsiella and Enterobacter appears as mucoid. Now, they are mucoid colonies. So again, this is because of their polysaccharide capsule. Okay, so Proteus species such as the Proteus mirabilis, Proteus spineri, and Proteus vulgaris tend to swarm on blood and chocolate agar. So meron po tayo tinatawag na swarming motility. So ito siya. Okay, so let's have a larger picture. So ayan. So kapag nag-inoculate ka sa center nung plate, okay, so after incubation, so mag-i-spread yan. So yan yung tinatawag natin na swarming motility. Okay, so these can be seen on Proteus species. So by the way, balik tayo kay Klebsiella and Enterobacter. So ito sila. So they appear as mucoid colonies. So ayan po yung mucoid. Okay, so here. And then, para mas makita natin yung mucoid colonies nila, kapag tinouch natin yan with an inoculating loop, so they will tend to form a string. Ayan. Okay, so ibig sabihin, mucoid colonies. Okay, so next, Yersinia pestis, grown on 5% sheep's blood agar, appears as pinpoint. Okay, but they can exhibit rough, cauliflower appearance after 48 hours of incubation. And for the broth cultures, no, pag sinabi natin broth, so we are pertaining to the liquid culture. No, for the Yersinia pestis, so they exhibit a stalactite pattern. Okay, and then the Yersinia enterocolitica produces bullseye colonies. Okay, so this is the bullseye colonies of the Yersinia enterocolitica. Okay. So now let's have the McConkey agar, since this is the best culture media used to characterize the gram-negative rods. Okay, so with the use of the McConkey agar, we will be able to differentiate lactose fermenters from non-lactose fermenters. Okay, so by the way, for the McConkey agar po, or for the Enterobacteriaceae family, okay, so we can classify the microorganism as to lactose fermenters and the non-lactose fermenter. No, so for the lactose fermenter, we have the rapid lactose fermenter and the late lactose fermenter. Okay, so sino-sino ba yung mga rapid lactose fermenters? Okay, so when we talk about the rapid lactose fermenters, so we have the Escherichia, we have the Enterobacter, and we have the Klebsiella. Okay, so tatandaan, rapid lactose fermenters, so we have the Escherichia, Enterobacter, and Klebsiella. Okay, so sila po yung rapid lactose fermenter. Pag sinabi nating rapid lactose fermenter, so kaya nilang i-ferment yung lactose within 18 to 24 hours of incubation. Okay? And then, meron pa tayong tinatawag na late lactose fermenter. Okay? So yung mga late lactose fermenters naman, so ibig sabihin, so kaya nilang i-ferment yung lactose within 48 up to 72 hours of incubation. Okay, kaya tinawag na late lactose fermenters. So sino-sino po? No, yung mga late lactose fermenters. So we have the Hafnia, we have the Serratia, we have the Citrobacter. Okay, we also have the Salmonella arizona. We have the Shigella sonei. And we have the Yersinia enterocolitica. Okay, so again, for the late lactose fermenters, so we have the Hafnia, Serratia, Citrobacter, Salmonella arizona, Shigella sonei, and the Yersinia enterocolitica. Okay, so again, rapid lactose fermenters, Escherichia, Enterobacter, and Klebsiella. For the late lactose fermenters, so we have Hafnia, Serratia, Citrobacter, Salmonella arizona, Shigella sonei, and the Yersinia enterocolitica. Okay, and then we also have the non-lactose fermenters. So pag sinabi nating non-lactose fermenter, so of course, even prolonged incubation, so hindi niya kayang i-ferment yung lactose. So sino-sino yan? So all Salmonella except Salmonella arizona. So all Shigella except Shigella sonei. All Yersinia except Yersinia enterocolitica. So we have the Proteus, Providencia, Morganella, and Edward Shella. Okay, so again, for the non-lactose fermenters, we have all Salmonella except Salmonella arizona because Salmonella arizona is a late lactose fermenter. All Shigella except Shigella sonei. So again, si Shigella sonei din po is considered as late lactose fermenter. All Yersinia except Yersinia enterocolitica. So again, si Yersinia enterocolitica po is considered as late lactose fermenter. Okay, so Proteus, Providencia, Morganella, and Edward Shella. Okay, so now, so for the McConkey agars, no, so again, we can differentiate lactose fermenters from the non-lactose fermenters. So paano po? So organism grows on McConkey agar. So if they are lactose fermenter, whether rapid or late lactose fermenter, so they will appear as dark pink colonies. Okay? And then, for the non-lactose fermenter, so yung growth nila sa McConkey agar, so they will appear as clear colonies. Okay? So that is for the McConkey agar. So this is an example. So for the McConkey agar, we have here the Escherichia coli. Okay, so as you can see, no, we have here dark pink colonies because again, Escherichia is considered as rapid lactose fermenters. Okay, same with the Enterobacter aerogenes. No, so for the Enterobacter, they are also considered as rapid lactose fermenters. Okay, Proteus vulgaris appears as colorless colony. So again guys ha, so kung makikita ninyo yung culture media, nag-turn siya ng color yellow. But kung titingnan yung mabuti yung mga colonies, so ang itsura po niyan is clear colonies. Okay, so Proteus vulgaris, clear colonies because they are classified as non-lactose fermenter. Same with the Salmonella typhimurium. No, so clear colonies because they are non-lactose fermenters. Okay? And then, For the Staphylococcus, ito yung itsura niya. So as you can see, no growth because Staphylococcus aureus is considered as gram-positive organism. So sabi natin before, no, si McConkie, classified din po siya as selective medium. So selective lang siya for gram-negative enteric bacilli. Okay, so lahat ng mag-grow kay McConkie agar will be gram-negative enteric bacilli. Okay, so again, for the lactose fermenter, so color pink, no, on McConkie agar. For non-lactose fermenter, so they will appear as colorless. Okay, and then this picture shows also the difference, no, between the lactose fermenters and the non-lactose fermenters. Okay, so dito rin po pinapakita yung mucoid colonies, no, ng Klebsiella and Enterobacter species. Okay, so aside from the McConkie agar, so marami pa tayong mga culture media na pwedeng gamitin, whether tube media or a plated media. Okay, so again, no, we can use the blood agar as a general culture media. We can use the bismuth sulfite agar for the Salmonella species. Okay, we have the brilliant green agar also for the Salmonella species. We have the cefixime tellurite containing McConkies or the CT-SMAC for the identification of E. coli O157H7. We have the cefsoludine ergasa novobiosine or the CIN agar for the Yersinia enterocolitica. We can use the Simon citrate agar. No, so later on, di-discuss natin to. We have the decarboxylases. Eosine methylene blue agar. So this is also a plated media. No, so ginagamit natin to for the identification also of Enterobacteriaceae. We can also use the gram-negative broth, no, for the enteric pathogens. We have the hectoine enteric agar. McConkie agar na discuss natin kanina. Motility test medium. Okay. Salmonella shigella agar. So of course, as the name implies, this is selective only for the Salmonella and Shigella species. Selenite broth also used for the Salmonella species. Urea agar. So check natin no, kung yung organism ba is capable of producing urease. Okay, so we have the XLD agar or the xylose lysine deoxycholate agar, no, for the Salmonella and Shigella species. Okay, so this is a McConkie agar. No, so the characteristic growth of Serratia marcescens is nagpo-produce po sila ng red pigment. This is due to the production of prodigiosine. Okay, and then this is the eosine methylene blue. So this is the characteristic growth of Escherichia coli on eosine methylene blue. So they have a greenish metallic sheen. Okay, and then this is the organism of Shigella grown on hectoine enteric agar. Then these are the organism grown, no, on xylose lysine agar. Okay, so we're done with the specimen collection, gram stain, and culture. So after that, no, once na ma-observe na natin yan lahat, next thing to do is we will proceed with the biochemical testing. No, so for the biochemical testing, gumagamit po tayo ng mga other culture medias pa to observe the reactions. Okay, so these are the different biochemical tests used for the identification of gram-negative bacteria. So number 1, we will perform the triple sugar iron agar or the Kligler iron agar, no, to determine if the organism are able to use glucose, lactose, and sucrose, and if they are able to produce hydrogen sulfide. No, so mamaya iisa-isahin natin yan. Next, we have the methyl red and Vogt-Proskauer test to determine the glucose fermentation. We can also use the indole test, no, for the production of indole, no, from the tryptophan. We have the urease test. We have the Simon citrate test. We have the carbohydrate fermentation, the lysine iron agar, and the sulfide indole motility. Okay, so now discuss natin yan lahat. So number 1, we have the carbohydrate utilization. So remember, no, we have 2 enzymes needed for the bacteria to take up lactose and to cleave it into the monosaccharides. So number 1, gumagamit po yung mga bacteria ng beta-galactoside permease. Okay, so beta-galactoside permease or what we call as the lactose permease. Okay, so this beta-galactoside permease or the lactose permease, so this will serve as a transport enzyme. No, so transport enzyme siya. So ibig sabihin, so siya yung magpa-facilitate nung pagpasok ng lactose doon sa plasma membrane ng bacteria. Okay, so they will serve as a transport enzyme. And then another one, so gumagamit din po sila ng beta-galactosidase. Okay, so beta-galactosidase, so this is the enzyme that hydrolyzes lactose into glucose and galactose. Okay, so again, 2 enzymes na kailangan po ng bacteria. So number 1, we have the beta-galactoside permease or the lactose permease. So these will serve as a transport enzyme. So they will facilitate the entry of lactose into the bacterial plasma membrane. And then the other one, we have the beta-galactosidase. So they will hydrolyze lactose into glucose and galactose. Okay, so now, so lactose fermenters, no, possess both beta-galactoside permease and beta-galactosidase. No, so lactose fermenters. Okay, so for the non-lactose fermenters, so they do not possess either enzyme, kaya hindi sila nakakapag-ferment ng lactose. And then the late lactose fermenters, so wala silang beta-galactoside permease. No, kaya hindi nakakapasok kaagad yung lactose doon sa plasma membrane. But meron silang beta-galactosidase. No, kaya late na rin silang nakakapag-ferment ng lactose. Okay, so now, for the carbohydrate utilization, so number 1, we have the oxidation fermentation test. Okay, so tatandaan nyo guys, no, na yung mga bacteria, kaya nilang i-utilize yung carbohydrate whether by oxidation or fermentation. Okay, so oxidation, so when we say oxidation, so ibig sabihin po, aerobically. No, so ibig sabihin with the presence of oxygen. And then when you say fermentation, so this can be done anaerobically. Okay, so ibig sabihin without the presence of oxygen. Okay, so again oxidation aerobic, fermentation anaerobic. Okay, so we will determine the oxidation fermentation pattern of the bacteria. So with that, gagamit po tayo ng OF basal medium, the oxidation fermentation basal medium. It has a pH indicator, which is the brom-thymol blue. Okay, so ang pH indicator po niya is brom-thymol blue. So yung original color ng media, yung uninoculated medium, so color green sila. Okay? And then, upon incubation, no, kapag na-expose sila sa acid environment, so they will appear or they will turn yellow. So from green to yellow. Okay? So yung brom-thymol blue, siya yung magi-indicate whether acid or alkaline. So kapag acidic environment, so they will turn to yellow. And then kapag alkaline, they will remain color blue. Okay, so now, so in order to detect small amounts of acids produced, whether oxidatively or fermentatively, so gumagamit po tayo no, ng OF basal medium. So they contains 1% carbohydrate no nakikita rin sa mga TSI medium. Okay, so now, so ang gagamitin natin dito guys is again the OF basal medium. So ang gagawin natin, no, so one media will be overlaid with sterile mineral oil. Okay, so yung isa lalagyan natin ng sterile mineral oil. So ibig sabihin, kapag yung media is merong mineral oil, so this means that these have an anaerobic environment. No, so anaerobic kasi naka-close siya with sterile mineral oil. And then the other tube, so wala siyang mineral oil. Okay, so ibig sabihin, para makapag-produce tayo ng aerobic environment. Okay, so again ha, so dalawang tube ang gagamitin natin. One will be overlaid with sterile mineral oil. So lalagyan natin ng mineral oil for an anaerobic environment. Okay, and the other one, so wala siyang mineral oil for an aerobic environment. Okay, so now, upon incubation, okay, so ganito yung mga results na makikita natin. So letter A, we have here, okay, so nakita natin from original color na green, so they turns to yellow. So ito yung tube na merong mineral oil, okay, and then ito yung tube na walang mineral oil. Okay, so if both acids are produced in both tubes, this means that the organism is both an oxidizer and fermenter. So again, the organism is both oxidizer and fermenter. Okay, because both tubes, whether open or closed tubes, so nag-produce siya or nag-turn siya into yellow. So acidic environment. Okay, so meaning oxidizer and fermenter. Okay, so now, on the next tube, okay, so this is the closed tube, this is an open tube. So as you can see, no, nagkaroon lang ng acidic environment sa open tube. Okay, so acid lang po sa open tube. So ibig sabihin, the organism is oxidizer. Okay, so oxidizer kapag acid only in open tube. And then, kapag naman acid only in closed tube, okay, so baligtad naman yung result nila. Kung ito is color green or blue, and this is yellow, no? So nag-yellow yung sa closed tube, so the organism is fermenter. Okay? And then kapag wala, kapag parehong blue or green, so ibig sabihin the organism is not an oxidizer and not a fermenter. Okay? Okay, so by the way, no, itong number 3 na tube, ito yung uninoculated tube. Okay, so yan yung original na color ng tube natin. Okay? So next, we have the triple sugar iron agar. Okay, so triple sugar iron agar or the Kliegler agar is used to determine whether a gram-negative rod ferments glucose, lactose, or sucrose. So yun yung mga fine-ferment niya. Whether they can ferment glucose, lactose, or sucrose, and if they are able to form hydrogen sulfide production. Okay, aside from hydrogen sulfide production, check din po natin if the organism is able to produce gas. Okay, so what is the composition of our TSI agar? So this contains 10 parts lactose. It has 10 parts sucrose, 1 part glucose, and peptone. Okay, so yan yung composition niya. Okay, so yung TSI agar natin, this contains 10 parts lactose, 10 parts sucrose, 1 part glucose, and peptone. Okay, and then our TSI also contains pH indicator, which is phenol red. Okay, so now, aside from the pH indicator, it also contains H2S indicator, so ferrous sulfate and the sodium thiosulfate. No, para ma-check natin yung production ng hydrogen sulfide gas or nung H2S. Okay, so now this is the ayan. So, ito yung TSI agar natin. Ito yung uninoculated medium, yung original medium, yung sterile medium ng TSI. So, this is a butt slanted portion. So, the slant portion, so itong slant portion niya is aerobic. Okay, so this is aerobic. And then, okay, and then, yung butt portion or yung deep portion niya is anaerobic. Okay, so again, the slanted portion is aerobic and the butt portion is anaerobic. Okay, so now, for the TSI agar, so yung slant portion, no, yung slant portion, ginagamit po natin yan to determine if the organism are able to ferment lactose or sucrose. Okay, so again, so yung slanted portion, ginagamit natin to check if the organism are able to ferment lactose or sucrose. Okay, and then the butt portion, so ginagamit naman po natin to check if the organism are able to ferment glucose. Okay, so ma'am, paano natin malalaman kung na-ferment or hindi? Okay, so remember, meron tayong phenol red. Right? So yung phenol red, ang nangyayari dyan, kapag bumaba yung pH, so they will turns to yellow. No, kapag bumaba yung pH, so more below pH 6.8, ang mangyayari dyan is magiging color yellow. So, ibig sabihin, kapag nag-yellow, so you have now an acidic environment. So, nagkaroon ng fermentation. Okay? So, kapag nag-yellow yung slant, ibig sabihin na ferment si lactose or si sucrose. Kapag naman nag-yellow yung deep or yung butt, ibig sabihin po is na ferment si glucose. Okay? So, the organism is glucose fermenter. Okay? So, now, okay, so what are the different reactions that we can observe on a TSI agar? Okay, so reactions can be read as A over A, K over A, K over K. Okay, so A stands for acid. Okay, so di ba kapag nag-acid, nagiging color yellow. Okay? And then K stands for alkaline. So kapag alkaline, so ibig sabihin, hindi na ferment yung sugar. So they will remain color red. Okay, so again, A is for acid, so color yellow. K is for alkaline, no, color red. So hindi na ferment yung sugar. Okay, so number 1. So we have here the A over A. So ibig sabihin po acid over acid. So acid slant over acid butt. Okay, or yellow slant over yellow butt. Okay, so if that is the case, how are you going to interpret the result? No, so let's say for example, no, upon incubation, yan yung result na na-form. Okay, so katulad nitong sa letter A, yellow slant over yellow butt. So what does it mean? So it means that the organism is a lactose or sucrose and a glucose fermenter. Okay, so again, kapag naka-encounter tayo ng A over A, acid slant over acid butt, or yellow slant over yellow bath, it means that the organism is lactose or sucrose fermenter and a glucose fermenter. Okay? So next reaction, we have the K over A. No, so K over A. So alkaline slant over alkaline bath. No, alkaline slant over acid bath. No, ibig sabihin, red slant over yellow bath. So katulad nitong nasa letter B, red slant over yellow bath. So K over A. No, so what does it mean? Okay, so if you encountered a K over A, so it means that the organism is a glucose fermenter. Okay, so ibig sabihin, hindi niya na-ferment si lactose and sucrose. Kaya it remains color red. Okay? And then next, we have the K over K. So alkaline slant over alkaline bath or red slant over red bath. Okay, so red, katulad nitong nasa letter C. If that is the case, ibig sabihin, how are you going to interpret this? So this means that no fermentation. Okay, so no fermentation. So walang sugar or walang carbohydrate na na-ferment. Okay, so now, kapag K over K ang result nyo, alkaline slant over alkaline bath, or red slant over red bath, so ibig sabihin yung organism is not a member of Enterobacteriaceae family. Okay, so hindi yan member ng Enterobacteriaceae family. Bakit? Balik tayo kanina sa characteristics natin. Enterobacteriaceae family, all ferment glucose. No, so all ferment glucose. So dapat kapag Enterobacteriaceae family, yung bath portion niya will turns to yellow. Kasi lahat sila glucose fermenter. Okay? So next, aside from those reactions, we can also observe the hydrogen sulfide production. Okay, so for the hydrogen sulfide production, we can note it with the formation of the black precipitate. Okay, so meron siyang black, no, doon sa media. Katulad nitong sa letter B, so meron siyang color black, so meaning H2S producer. Okay, so tatandaan nyo guys, no, that the H2S production is a two-step process. Okay, it is a two-step process. So on the first step, okay, so the H2S is formed from the sodium thiosulfate. Okay, so the H2S is formed on the sodium thiosulfate. So now, because H2S gas is a colorless lang yan eh, no? So kailangan natin ng indicator which is the ferrous sulfate. Okay, so kaya siya nagfo-form ng black precipitate. Okay, so now, so lagi niyong tatandaan guys, no, that the H2S production always requires an acid environment. Okay, so again, H2S production always requires an acid environment. So ibig sabihin, no, for example dito, let's say for example, yung buong bath portion niya is na-cover ng black. No, na-cover siya ng black precipitate or na-cover ng H2S production. So it is safe to assume that this contains glucose fermentation. No, acidic environment. Kaya siya nag-produce din ng H2S. So this is an example. So example ito. No, so na-cover na siya ng black. Ma'am, paano natin malalaman kung red or yellow yan? Eh lahat ng bath portion is na-cover. No, cover na siya ng black precipitate. So it is safe to assume that the bath portion is acidic. No, so glucose fermenter because again, H2S is being produced on an acid environment. Okay. So now, aside from those reactions, no, aside from the H2S production, we can also observe the gas production. Okay. So, ma'am, how do we know if there is a presence, no, of gas production? Okay. So this can be observed by the formation of bubbles or splitting of the medium in bath. Okay. So again, for the gas production, so nagkakaroon ng mga bubbles or nahahati or nasisira yung medium, katulad nito. No, so ibig sabihin, this contains gas production. Okay? So now, no, so for the H2S production, so merong mga member, guys, no? Merong mga member ng Enterobacteriaceae that are H2S producers. So sino-sino sila? Okay? So always remember, guys, the acronym is SPACE. No, so S is for Salmonella. We have Proteus. We have Arizona or Arizona. We have Citrobacter. And we have the Edward Shella. Okay, so again, Salmonella, Proteus, Arizona, Citrobacter, and Edward Shella. Always remember the acronym is SPACE. Okay, so they are the H2S producers. No? H2S producers. Always remember the acronym is SPACE. Okay, so Salmonella, Proteus, Arizona, Citrobacter, and Edward Shella. Okay, so another examples, no, these are the different reactions on the TSI agar. So let's have this tube number 1. Okay, so yellow slant over yellow bath. So ibig sabihin, acid over acid. So acid slant over acid bath. Okay, so ibig sabihin, the organism is lactose or sucrose and glucose fermenter. And take a look at that. We have here a space. So, ibig sabihin din that the organism is a gas producer. Okay. So, next tube, yellow over yellow. So, acid over acid. And then, we have here the formation of black precipitate. So, acid over acid and H2S producer. Okay. So, next tube, we have a red slant over yellow bath. Okay, so red over yellow, K over A. So it means that the organism is a glucose fermenter. Okay, so next we have red slant over, this is yellow bath. No, yellow, no, because this is acidic. So again, sabi natin, since this is color black, it is safe to assume that this is an acidic environment. Kasi again, yung H2S sa acidic environment lang po siya na-form. Okay, and then take a look at that. We have here a space. So ibig sabihin, gas producer. Okay, and then the last one, we have the red slant over red bath. So red over red, K over K. Alkaline over alkaline. Ibig sabihin, the organism is non-fermenter. And probably, hindi po yan member ng Enterobacteriaceae family. Okay. And then another examples, no? So ito yung original na tube ng TSI. So we have here the red slant over red bath, red over yellow, so K over A. So yellow over yellow, A over A, plus gas, since nagkaroon ng splitting or cracking of the medium. Yellow over yellow, so acid over acid, A over A plus H2S and gas kasi meron din pong mga bubble formation. Okay? So red slant over yellow bath. So again, no, this is yellow because H2S is being produced on an acid environment. Okay, so red over yellow with gas and H2S. So ayan, merong mga bubbles dito sa gilid. Okay? So next, no, so aside from the TSI, we also have the ortho nitrophenyl beta D galactopyranoside test, or in short, we have the ONPG test. No, so ONPG test is used to determine the ability of the organism to produce the beta galactosidase. Okay, so si beta galactosidase, siya yung mag-hydrolyze ng ortho nitrophenyl beta D galactopyranoside para mag-form ng yellow color or ng yellow compound. Okay? So now, ang gagawin lang po natin dito is you have the test tube. Okay? And then, meron po yung 0.85% ng saline. So, mag-i-inoculate lang tayo doon ng organism. Then, we're going to place an ONPG disc. No, ONPG disc para lang siyang antibiotic disc. Then, incubate it for 4 hours at 37 degrees Celsius. Okay? And then, we're going to look for the color change. So, again, kapag na-hydrolyze si ONPG, so they will form a yellow compound. So ibig sabihin, the organism is a lactose fermenter. Okay, so lactose fermenter. And then, the ONPG remains colorless if the organism is a non-lactose fermenter. Okay, so again, the positive result can be seen within 6 hours. Okay, so for the ONPG test, the positive result can be seen within 6 hours. Okay, so ONPG test, positive result is yellow, negative result is colorless. So yellow, ibig sabihin the organism is lactose fermenter. Okay, so colorless means that the organism is a non-lactose fermenter. Okay. So now, aside from the carbohydrate utilization, we have the glucose metabolism, no, and its metabolic product. So with that, we have the two tests that can be performed. We have the methyl red test and the Voges-Proskauer test. So yung kilala natin as the MRVP. Okay, so number 1, we have the methyl red test. So this is used to determine if the organism is able to metabolize glucose via the mixed acid fermentation pathway. Okay, so again, for the methyl red test, so this is used to determine if the organism is, or the glucose is being metabolized by the mixed acid fermentation pathway. Okay, so now, kapag yung glucose is na-metabolize yan, no, with the use of the pyruvic acid, so syempre bababa yung pH natin. Okay, and then upon the addition of the methyl red indicator, so they will tend a red color. Okay, so red color will be your positive result and negative result will be color yellow. Okay, so ang gagawin lang natin dyan, no? So meron tayong MRVP broth, no? MRVP broth, and then mag-i-inoculate tayo doon ng organism, okay, for 48 hours. No? Incubate natin yan, 35 to 37 degrees Celsius. So after that, hahatiin natin yung test tube. no? Para yung isang test is for the MR and the other one test is for the Voges-Proskauer test. Okay? So for the MR test, ang gagawin ninyo is mag-a-add po tayo ng reagent natin. So ang reagent na gagamitin natin, of course, will be the methyl red. Okay. So upon the addition of methyl red, so makikita natin, no, if it is positive, so they will form a red color. No, kung negative naman, okay, so it will remains yellow. Okay? So kapag nag-red sa MR, ibig sabihin yung glucose is na metabolize via the mixed acid fermentation pathway. Okay? Then we have the other test, which is the Voges-Proskauer test. So this will detect if the organism is able to convert the acid products into the acetoin and the 2,3-butane diol. So this is under the butylene glycol pathway. Okay? So now, so yung mga organism na nag-undergo ng butylene glycol pathway, okay? So magpo-produce na yan ng small acid during the glucose fermentation. Kaya hindi na sila nagpa-positive sa methyl red. Okay? So kaya tatandaan nyo guys na for the MRVP, yung result nila is laging opposite. Kung positive si MR, negative yan kay VP. Okay? Kung negative si MR, magpa-positive yan kay VP. So isa lang na pathway yung kailangan na ma-undergo nila. Okay? So now, so kanina no, hinati natin yung content ng MRVP broth. So yung isa, pinatakan natin ng methyl red, and then yung isa, papatakan natin yan ng alpha naphthol. Okay, so mag-a-add po tayo ng alpha naphthol. And then after ng alpha naphthol, next is we're going to add 40% potassium hydroxide. Okay, so after that, we're going to observe a positive result. So ganun pa rin. Positive result natin will be the formation of red color. Then for the negative, so color yellow. Okay, so MR and VP. So again, no, yung result nila is always opposite. Kung positive kay MR, dapat negative kay VP. No? So kung negative kay MR, dapat positive si VP. No? So again, yung result nila, so kailangan dapat laging opposite. Okay. So next, we have the amino acid utilization. Okay, so for the amino acid utilization, so number 1, we have the lysine iron agar. Okay, so lysine iron agar is used for the gram-negative bacilli. So i-check natin kung yung organism ba is able to deaminate or decarboxylate lysine. And chine-check din po natin dito yung formation ng hydrogen sulfide. Okay? So now, okay, so yung medium kapareho ni, so yung medium ni lysine iron agar or LIA, so meron siyang slant portion and meron din siyang butt portion. No? So this contains anaerobic slant, okay? And yung butt portion niya is also anaerobic. No, so meron siyang anaerobic slant and anaerobic butt. Okay, so now, when the glucose is fermented, no, so if the organism is a glucose fermenter, okay, so the butt of the medium will become acidic. So di ba kapag acidic, nagpo-form siya ng yellow. Okay, so again, when the butt or when the glucose is fermented, so the butt portion of the lysine iron agar will become acidic. Okay, so magte-turn siya into yellow. Okay. So now, so dito we're going to check no for the lysine deamination and the lysine decarboxylation. So yung slant portion, chine-check po natin si lysine deaminase or lysine deamination. Then sa BAT portion, chine-check po natin si lysine decarboxylase. Okay, so now, if the organism is able to produce lysine decarboxylase, so cadaverine will be formed. Okay? So ang gagawin ni cadaverine is that inyo-neutralize niya yung mga organic acid na na-form during the glucose fermentation. Okay? That's why no, for the cadaverine, ang gagawin niya, yung BAT portion, kapag glucose fermenters, di ba magiging yellow yan, i-revert niya yan into the alkaline state. Okay? Kaya siya magiging purple. Okay? So now, so for the lysine decarboxylase, so if the BAT portion appears as purple, so cadaverine is formed. And then, if color yellow, ibig sabihin, the glucose is fermented. Okay? So for the lysine deaminase, dito sa slant portion, okay? So for the lysine deaminase, ang nangyayari dyan is kapag nagkaroon ng deamination of lysine, so it will turns to burgundy or red. No, yung slant. And then kapag negative naman for the deaminase, so it will remain purple. Okay? So by the way, for the lysine iron agar, meron po tayong pH indicator which is the brom-cresol purple. Okay, so again, the slant portion is anaerobic. So anaerobic. So check po natin dito si lysine deaminase. So kapag positive for lysine deaminase, color red. Okay, if negative, it will remain purple. So for the BAT portion, chine-check natin yung lysine decarboxylase. Kapag nagkaroon po ng lysine decarboxylation, na-form si cadaverine. So cadaverine is color purple. Okay? And then, if meron tayong acidic environment, no, so ibig sabihin the glucose is fermented, so it will turns to yellow. Okay? So for the lysine iron agar, so since meron tayong BAT slanted na linya or lysine iron agar, so gagamit po tayo ng inoculating needle and then stab natin yung BAT portion twice. Okay? And then strict tayo doon sa may slant. So after that, incubate natin yan for 18 to 24 hours. So after that, meron tayong mga reactions na ma-observe. Such as number 1, we have the alkaline slant or purple slant over alkaline BAT. So purple over purple. So alkaline over alkaline or K over K. Okay? So kapag purple, yung buong tube natin, K over K. So this means lysine decarboxylation. No, nagkaroon ng lysine decarboxylation kasi purple yung BAT portion na produce yung cadaverine. No? And no fermentation of glucose. No? So walang na-ferment na glucose kasi nga naging purple siya. Okay? So next, alkaline slant over acid BAT. Alkaline slant, so purple, over acid BAT, yellow. It means glucose fermentation. And then we have the red slant over acid BAT. So red over yellow. So usually binabasa natin yan or ini-interpret natin yan as R over A. Red slant over acid BAT. No, so red over yellow. So ibig sabihin po niyan, lysine deamination. Lysine deamination kasi red yung slant and glucose fermentation. Okay? So now, so meron lang guys mga certain Enterobacteriaceae families, Enterobacteriaceae species that are deaminase producing. Okay, meron lang mga deaminase producing. Sino-sino yan? So, meron tayong Proteus, Providencia, and Morganella. So Proteus, Providencia, and Morganella. So sila lang po yung mga deaminase producing. Okay? So Proteus, Providencia, and Morganella. So those are the deaminase producing. Okay? And then guys, so nabanggit natin kanina, no, na when it comes to Lia, pwede rin natin i-observe si H2S. No? So pwede nating ma-observe yung H2S. So 'di ba kapag H2S, merong formation ng black precipitate. Okay? So kung kanina, no, so kanina kay TSI, so meron tayong acronym na SPACE, no, space na H2S producers. Pagdating kay LIA, so yung mga H2S producers natin, no, so always remember the acronym SAYS. No, so SAYS. So nabawasan ng P. So sino-sino yan? Salmonella, Arizona, Citrobacter, and Edwardshella. Okay, so sila na lang yung mga H2S producers. Okay, and then sabi natin, no, yung mga deaminase producing PPM, Proteus, Providencia, and Morganella. Okay, so these are the different reactions that we can observe on the LIA. Okay, so number 1, we have the alkaline slant over alkaline bath, K over K. Okay, so ibig sabihin, lysine decarboxylation kasi na-form si cadaverine. So next, we have the alkaline slant over the alkaline bath, no? And H2S positive. Okay, next we have the alkaline slant over acid bath, so meaning glucose fermentation. Letter D, this is red, color red yan, red slant over acid bath, so meaning lysine deamination and glucose fermentation. Okay, and ito yung original na itsura ni LIA. Okay. So next, we have the phenylalanine deaminase test, no, or the PAD test. So this test is used to determine the ability of organism to oxidatively deaminate phenylalanine to phenylpyruvic acid. No, so ide-deaminate niya si phenylalanine into phenylpyruvic acid. So this contains 0.2% concentration of phenylalanine. No, so itong media na yan, this contains 0.2% concentration of the phenylalanine. So since this is a slant, so mag-inoculate lang tayo ng organism dyan. And then after the incubation, so mag-a-add tayo ng reagent, which is the 10% ferric chloride. No, so 10% ferric chloride as a reagent. Okay, so after that, you will observe the positive result. So positive result is green color. No, if the phenylpyruvic acid is present. No, so it will turn to color green. Okay. And then next, we have the miscellaneous test. No? So number 1, we have the sulfide indole motility agar. So this is a SIM media. No? So yung SIM na tinatawag. So SIM is a semi-solid but media. No, semi-solid. Kaya siya tinawag na SIM kasi tatlong test yung i-observe natin. So number 1 is sulfide. Next is indole, and the third one is the motility. Okay, so number 1, let's have the sulfide production. Okay, so for the sulfide production, no, or the H2S production. So this can be indicated by the presence of a black precipitate. No? So meron siyang black precipitate. So ibig sabihin H2S producer. Okay? Next is indole. So upon incubation, no, so mag-a-add po tayo ng reagent which is the 5 ml or 0.5 ml Ehrlich reagent. Okay, so 0.5 ml Ehrlich reagent. Okay, so ang nangyayari dito is that kapag yung organism is nagpo-produce ng enzyme tryptophanase, no? So they will deaminate the tryptophan into 3 intermediate products, the indole, pyruvic acid, and the ammonia. So upon the addition of the 0.5% Ehrlich reagent, no? So it will turn pink or red if the indole is positive. No, kapag nagpo-produce sila ng enzyme na tryptophanase. Okay? And then, for the motility, so malalaman natin if the organism is motile if there is a presence of cloudiness. No? So, cloudiness is spreading from the inoculation. Okay, so makikita niyo yung cloudiness na yan kasi yung original na color or yung original na itsura nung SIM media natin is clear. No, so clear siya. So magiging cloudy yan kapag nag-spread yung microorganism. So ibig sabihin, the organism is motile. Okay? Okay, so next, we have the citrate utilization test. So citrate utilization test can be done with the use of the Simon citrate agar. Okay, so citrate utilization will determine if the organism can use sodium citrate. Okay, if they can use sodium citrate as a sole carbon source. No, sodium citrate as sole carbon source. And then, check din nila if it contains ammonium salts. Ammonium salts, no, as a sole nitrogen source. Okay, so now the sodium citrate or the Simon citrate agar contains pH indicator which is the brom-thymol blue. No, so brom-thymol blue. Okay, so ang gagawin natin since this is a slant, so mag-i-inoculate lang po tayo dito sa slant portion and then incubate it for 35 to 37 degrees Celsius for up to 7 days. Okay, and then after that, we're going to observe the growth, no, and the development of blue color. So ang positive result niyan will be color blue. Okay, so color blue or nagkaroon ng growth into the medium. No, so color blue or growth into the medium. So green will be the negative result. And then positive result. So again, blue or royal blue or growth into the medium. Okay, so next we have the urease test. So this test is used to determine an organism's ability to produce the enzyme urease which hydrolyzes the urea. Okay, so kapag na-hydrolyze yung urease to urea, so they will form 3 products, the ammonia, water, and carbon dioxide. So for this test, gumagamit po tayo ng Christensen's urea agar. And then, so ganun lang din, mag-i-inoculate lang din po tayo dito sa urea slant and then incubate it. No? So upon incubation, you will notice the change in color from light orange magiging magenta. So magenta or pink will be the positive result. Okay? And then guys, for the Enterobacteriaceae family, so meron tayong mga organism that are rapid urease producers. Okay? So meron tayong mga organisms that are rapid urease producers. So yan yung PPM. Okay, sino yung PPM? We have the Proteus, Providencia, and Morganella. No, rapid urease producer. So Proteus, Providencia, and Morganella. Okay, and then meron din tayong kinaklasify as slow urease producers. Okay, so yung mga slow urease producers naman, always remember the acronym CKIS. No, parang shakies. No, CKIS. So this stands for Citrobacter, Klebsiella. We have Enterobacter, except Enterobacter Gergoviae. We have Yersinia and the Serratia. Okay, so yan yung mga rapid urease producers and the slow urease producers. So again, for the rapid urease producers, we have the PPM, Proteus, Providencia, and Morganella. For the slow urease producers, we have the CKIS, Citrobacter, Klebsiella, Enterobacter, except Enterobacter gergoviae, and the Serratia. Okay. Okay, so next we have the DNA hydrolysis or the DNA test. So this test is used to determine the ability of the organism to hydrolyze DNA. Okay, so gumagamit po tayo ng culture media, the DNase agar. And then, so mag-inoculate lang tayo ng organism, no? So isang streak lang, then incubate it for 35 to 37 degrees Celsius for 18 to 24 hours. Okay? After the incubation, so you will observe the media will turn colorless around the organism if it is positive. Then kapag negative, so the medium remains green. No, so positive for DNase, so merong colorless around the media. Negative if it remains green. Okay? So next, we have the gelatin liquefaction. So for the gelatin liquefaction, so we will determine if the organism is able to produce the enzyme gelatinases. No? So this is an enzyme that breaks down gelatin into amino acid. Kaya ang nangyayari is nagli-liquefy siya. Okay, so naglo-loss ng gelatin. Okay, so syempre positive result, liquefaction. Negative result is no liquefaction or no loss of jelly. Okay. And then next, we have the malonate utilization. So malonate utilization, so we're going to determine if the organism is using malonate as a sole carbon source. No, so malonate as a sole carbon source and the ammonium sulfate as a nitrogen source. So this contains pH indicator, which is also brom thymol blue. Okay. And then the positive result is color blue. No, from color green magiging color blue. no, for the malonate utilization. Okay. So next, we have the nitrate and the nitrite reduction. So this test determines the ability of the organism to reduce nitrate to nitrite. Okay? So after 24 hours of incubation, so mag-a-add lang po tayo ng reagent, which is the N and dimethyl alpha naphthylamine and the sulfonilic acid. Okay? So kapag na-reduce niya yung nitrate to nitrite, so red color will be formed. Okay? So red color indicates the presence of nitrite. Okay, and then lastly, so we have the oxidase test. So oxidase test determines the presence of the cytochrome oxidase. Okay, so for the oxidase test, we're going to add the COVAX oxidase test. No, so gagamit po tayo ng 0.5 or 1% tetramethyl paraphenylene diamine dihydrochloride. So upon the addition of the oxidase reagents, so they will be able to form a lavender color. Lavender or purple color within 10 to 15 seconds. Okay.